Welcome guys to best 19 NFL draft and team coverage bonds and Titans on the clock. I'm trying to cover every single team, the two teams a game. So I'm gonna cover the Cleveland Browns, the Titans first. So you need a quarterback, need receivers. So I'm gonna check the receivers out there. What they need to draft, what we should draft, what they're capable of, and there are players in the agency too. So I'm gonna show you what I think about the Titans. The offensive lineman. That's the problem with the Titans have. I think Titans should draft should sign Alshon Jeffrey. We think Poston.
You think that the Titans should sign Alshon Jeffries? Is he on the trading block or something?
No, he's a free agent. He's a free agency.
He's a free agent. Uh, I don't know. They went ahead and picked up Darrell Green Beckham last year. We didn't get to see a whole lot of what he could do. I think that a lot of people compared him to Randy Moss.
So
I think that we should give him some time to see what he can really do. You also have Kendall Wright, and then they also drafted Justin Hunter just the last year. So I think that their wide receiver core is pretty set. Now, at running back would probably be and you're right, they need offensive linemen. I think a running back would definitely help, especially with Marcus Mariota developing. That would be probably the key offensive piece that they would probably need. But as far as like the draft goes, I have the Tennessee Titans picking up Laramie Tunsil if they don't trade back. Now the Titans could always trade back and make a move for more draft picks later on if they feel like Laramie isn't going to be or isn't worthy of a number one pick. If they feel like they could get him later, they might trade back to another team
mhm.
with with needs like maybe a Chicago or somebody who's looking at one of these young quarterbacks. Um, I think that Laramie Laramie would help solidify that offensive line. Marcus Mariota, uh, he's been scrambling for his life. They need to fix that offensive line, and the best way, the way you win in the NFL is building front to back. You always work on your defensive line and your offensive line. And right now, Tennessee's got young talent on the defensive line, but they definitely need to go youth on offensive line. So, with the number one pick overall as it stands right now, if the Tennessee keeps the number one pick, go ahead and give me Laramie Tunsil, offensive tackle out of Ole Miss.
Wow, cool. I agree with you. What do you think? So instead getting Alshon Jeffrey, why don't you get a free agents too? Also free agents too as well. And they
Yeah,
fix.
here's a thing, maybe perhaps, if a team like say Houston, right,
Yeah.
uh, wants to go ahead and go a different direction other than Arian Foster, that would be a running back that they could pick up. Um,
Or for Terry. My for Terry's a free
right,
agent.
or for, but usually you don't go running back in the first with the first overall pick. There's not a running back out there that you're going to pick first overall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will say this right now. I'll go on record and say that Ezekiel Elliott runs a lot like Emmett Smith, but you're not going to get him first overall with that offensive line and expect him to produce the same results as Emmett Smith did because Emmett Smith had a hell of an offensive line, and Tennessee doesn't have that. They need to worry about their offensive line first and then worry about a running back maybe later on. Like I said, they've been needing to get some offensive line. I think this is the year they go in the first round. They may trade back. They could always trade back and trade out of the first pick. So, what do you think, Bearstown, on
I
that?
was thinking now, Texas should just trade a first one pick to Chicago or any just teams with 18 one picks to get the best offensive lineman in football. To get Bill Jeff, you get the guy said earlier, go offensive lineman, get a center of left guard, you got to protect the left side. And you need to have good protection because they three Bears have the best draft. he picked the Jimbo covverage. How they're doing pretty good. You need good offensive lineman. And so far, Texas not doing. You got to pick the guy who's talented potential. I think you said guy from Memphis pretty good. Guys get offensive line be nasty. Like a name like a Bruce Matthews. Bruce Matthews was pretty talented player. You need a guy like Bruce Matthews. I compare a lot of the Titans need to protect the quarterbacks. Max Mariota is a talented receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean
So
they got the wide receiver core. I mean they have Kendall Wright, they have Justin Hunter, and then they drafted that kid Darrell Green Beckham. But you've got to give Marcus Mariota some time to get the ball out, and the only way you're going to do that is by shoring up that offensive line. Get you a left tackle, maybe later on in the third round or fourth round, get you a center, get some pieces to put around on that offensive line. We know you need a running back. Derrick Henry will probably be there in the second round, maybe. Uh, you definitely need to shore up that running game. But I think that the wide receiver position in Tennessee is set, and I do think that they need to work heavily on that offensive line this year.
I agree. Drive faces this year, and I can't wait for the Pierce. So this was plan B. So I should definitely say Chicago. I'm going to definitely stay with the Bears. The other running back too can be the better leadership. And Chicago don't want Forte. I think she's sending Forte the money because Forte may be a good helper from. You know what I mean?
I
Right
mean,
now,
other needs that the Titans need is secondary, and it probably wouldn't hurt them to get like a linebacker. So their defense isn't like 100% legit, but they do have youth on that defensive front. I think that definitely offensive line should be the primary focus in the first round, man.
all right. We agree. Now, how about the Browns?
Well, it doesn't matter what the Browns select; they're gonna make the wrong selection. Uh, it's every fucking year ESPN uh, throws out there that they need a quarterback. They need a quarterback. If you don't get a quarterback, then you're gonna lose your blah blah fucking blah. Um, Now this is just strictly from my standpoint. Take it with a grain of salt. There is not any first round caliber quarterbacks out there that I see. Well, I don't won't say first round caliber, but there's not going to be that. There's not that guy out there that's going to come into your team and make an instant impact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these quarterbacks are kind of going to be a little bit of a project quarterback. I like it whenever a team brings in a quarterback, gives him a little time to learn the system, to learn the playbook, to get to know his teammates and whatnot, develop chemistry rather than just throwing him out to the wolves like we've seen in years past. With Andrew Luck is a sure thing, Robert Griffin is the number two. It always works out better whenever you have the guys like Brady and Rodgers who are able to develop. Very few do you get very few Peyton Mannings out there in the world. Troy Aikman. I think that it's better to bring in a quarterback, let him learn the system instead of just throwing him out there day one. Then you're risking everything. Now, more than likely, the Cleveland Browns will probably pick up Jared Goff, or they'll pick up Carson Wentz, or they'll pick up you know freaking Paxton Lynch. More than likely. But if I'm Cleveland, I got Joe Hayden. I see I got Justin Gilbert. Um, they have a pretty good secondary,
Mm-hmm.
but they need some rush. So I would go ahead and get Joey Bosa, the defensive end out of
Ohio State. The Ohio State.
I would go ahead and get him because a lot of people are comparing him to J.J. Watt.
Whoa. Yeah.
That's going to be one of those talents that if you put somebody over there like that guy that can get to the quarterback and put pressure in the quarterback's face, that's going to make your defense a lot better. Cleveland has not had much success in their first round quarterbacks that they go after. they've had a quarterback carousel. I think I would go after Joey Bosa. If it was me, then go go after uh, go after a quarterback in the first round because I think that uh, none of these quarterbacks are going to be those quarterbacks that you could just throw in there and expect instant success. And then, like I said, you're chancing them. And Cleveland has a bad history of going through quarterbacks. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is the time you go ahead, you stock up on defense. Maybe you can get a quarterback in the second round, third round, whatever. Do patchwork. Um, we know that they need wide receivers for offense, playmaking, game breaking wide receivers. They need a lot of help. They haven't really focused on one particular area, and it seems like all the draft picks are in and out of the NFL. I would go ahead and go with the safe pick. I think that Joey Bosa is going to be a more safer pick than than going after one of these quarterbacks. What do you think?
I think Joe Bosa is a bit good pair for Joe Bosa for Cam Browns. Also, free agency, when they got Kirk Cousins, he's a free agent. Get Kirk Cousins, he's there. You know, if you got a quarterback, get Kirk Cousins.
Well, see, you're having quarterbacks like Connor Cook and
Second
Christian
pick.
Hackinson that are probably going to fall into the second round. Christian, the Pittsburgh quarterback, I can't think of his name right now. I know it's Christian and it's Hacken something or another.
Christian Hackenberg, it's Penn
Yeah,
State.
Hackenberg, that's it.
Penn State.
Hackenberg is going to end up falling into the second round probably. You're going to have Connor Cook fall into the second round because of reported character issues.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you know, going for a Wentz or a Goff or somebody to that effect is going to be reaching. To me, I don't think that they're top five talent, and I think that you know these quarterbacks, all of them are going to have to be developed anyways. So I think you go somewhere like that, probably get a quarterback in free agency, maybe get a second round quarterback, and then you get just letting learn the system and learn what you're trying to do, and that's how you do it. I go defense, I go Joey Bosa, and I go ahead and put him with that offensive secondary that Cleveland has been trying to build for the past few years.
Joe Bosa is a my 15 Michigan State Spartans. Right there. Spartans is a pretty good team. You know, Michigan State Spartans is pretty good. But Ohio State has Joe Bosa. Picking, he's good. He's a beast. A lot of teams are considered. I want to talk about that team if you want. If you have time, how about let's cover the San Diego Chargers? Shall we?
Okay, the San Diego Chargers, they need help in the secondary. I think that they need to go. You know, you might be able to go wide receiver, but there isn't a wide receiver that I would pick in the top tier rounds. If I was San Diego, I would trade back. I would try to find a team that's just desperate to get up there. Maybe get one of these quarterbacks that are still left on the board. Um, you know, maybe a Houston or somebody. You know, San Francisco that may want one of these quarterbacks. But like I said, it's going to be kind of hard. But I would try and trade the third pick off if I'm San Diego and stock up maybe on offensive line and on secondary. But uh, with that being said, I think that they'll pick up maybe, you know, it's hard to sit there and give somebody a cornerback because usually cornerbacks usually tend to fall and you can get great value in the third rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead and get them getting DeForest Buckner, the defensive end out of defensive tackle out of Oregon, because they need some help on that defense, and I think that would help out a lot to get them some pass rush as well, get into the quarterback's face.
I say Sean Robinson from Alabama. And for Chargers, you can sign Ashton Jeffrey. And he's a free agency for the Bears, so I know Jeffrey's Bears can so afford Jeffrey. But the Bears sign Ashton Jeffrey, well, never get receive a second round picks because receivers can be a second round pick. So don't worry about that. No, Sean Robinson from Alabama, he's a pretty good pass rusher. He dominated the game against Michigan State. He dominated the game against Clemson. Yeah, pretty good style. So yeah, Chargers didn't beat Clark. So I mean, it's pretty good by Alabama. So you want to talk about Dallas Cowboys posting or later next week?
Yeah, we can go ahead and get into the Dallas Cowboys if you
Then
want
that's
to.
if it does last one. Let me talk about how
We'll go to Jacksonville, so that'll be the top 5. How does that sound?
that's pretty good. Dallas Cowboys. So how about your Dallas Cowboys posting?
I'm really, really hoping that Joey Bosa falls all the way down to the Dallas Cowboys. That would be nice. I'm not seeing it, but if he can make it to 4, I would like for Dallas to pick up Joey Bosa. That would be that pass rusher along with Randy Gregory that we got for an absolute steal last year. You could put them on each side and then put pressure on the quarterback. But I don't think that he's going to end up lasting that long. And like I said, I really hate to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Jalen Ramsey, cornerback out of Florida State. I mean, Dallas needs some pass rush. Maybe they can get it in the second or third round. They need some help in the secondary. They need a help in quite a few places. They need a running back, but you're not going to get a running back in the first round. If me personally, I think that if Joey Bosa is not on the board, then you could possibly pick up a Jared Goff or a Carson Wentz, which also would be another thing that Dallas would look at. So if they're there, Dallas could actually draft one of these quarterbacks, put him behind Romo for a year, and then let him learn the system so he's prepared when he comes in. Much like what Green Bay did with
Aaron Rodgers. Brett Favre and Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers. I think that would be okay. I just don't. I'm not. You're kind of wasting. If you're going to get something out of it, if you could trade back and get him in the first round, like maybe trade back a few spots, pick up a couple of picks, and get him later on, like maybe at pick 11 or 12, I would probably rather do that. But um, you know what? I'll go ahead and change this pick right here. I know I said that they're going to pick up Jalen Ramsey. Go ahead and get me having the Cowboys picking up Jared Goff, uh, quarterback out of Cal, because that if Bosa's on the board, you got to go with Bosa. You have to go with Bosa. Get you some pass rush to get in the quarterback's face. But if he's off the board, then I'll go ahead and go with a quarterback who may, and a lot of people are projecting Carson Wentz over Jared Goff, but Jared Goff played on a higher caliber of opponents than Carson Wentz. I think that Jared Goff should definitely be the first quarterback taken in this draft, but you're going to have other people that are going to argue with me because of inflated numbers in the systems that they run. Like I said, Jared Goff would be a great guy to put behind Romo for a few years and to learn the system.
Wow.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and have the Dallas Cowboys picking up Jared Goff with the number 4 pick right now as it stands.
I said if easy, I pick the Cowboys and get the Kirk Cousins for the quarterback.
See, that's what I'm hoping is that in the second round, because Cousins is going to fall into round 2.
No, Kirk Cousins. No. It's gonna be efficiency, but
Robert Griffin.
yeah.
They pick Robert Griffin.
Yeah.
So if they pick Robert Griffin, then they'll. The thing is, if they pick up Robert Griffin, they'll probably go after the cornerback Jalen Ramsey.
Wow.
But this is as where we're standing right now, and what we're saying. I'm going to go ahead and have the quarterbacks. Go ahead and have the Cowboys picking up a quarterback to play behind Romo, to learn the system, and to really prepare in the NFL.
How How about another one? How about get? I picked the Cowboys from Baylor, Andrew Billings. I think he's a pretty good player.
Yeah, he is.
So when I put the Cowboys through there to stop the run, they're gonna help their teams. So
Yeah,
I picked the Cowboys. Pick
Andrew Billings.
Benny Billings if the Cowboys sign Kirk Cousins. Cornerbacks too. The Dallas. It's a high vacancies.
I think that Washington's going to bring back Kirk Cousins, but we have Robert Griffin out there. So that's a direction that the Cowboys could go at quarterback. That's the preferred direction uh, that I say they go at quarterback. He's a local guy. He would fit in real good, and he wouldn't have to start immediately. He can play behind Romo, learn the system, learn his teammates, and he would be at home. I think that if the Cowboys pick up Robert Griffin, that would be a great move. I just am not exactly sure if that's what's going to happen. Um, but yeah, Andrew Billings would be one of those guys that you could get in there to push that line forward, put pressure on the quarterback, and also stop the run. So that would be a good pick too. That would I wasn't even thinking about that.
It's just scouting about it. Dallas Cowboys. Let tackles, especially a coach like Juan Mirati playing cover two Tampa. You gotta stop the one, stop the one. The good players in this team for the draft picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Another
know.
thing, just the thing about it. Now we have the Bears, and always sexy have guys like Tammy Harris, Alfonso Spoon, single to Tampa Bay. It's a cover two defense, pretty good if you have good pass rushers. So let's go with Jacksonville Jaguars. We're talking about Jaguars. What do you think, Buster, about the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars have a pretty decent defense. Um, their offense is young. It's just taking them a while. They're going to be a very, very scary team pretty soon. Jacksonville has a decent defense. They really need to get some pass rush, but unfortunately, I already have DeForest Buckner going somewhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Andrew Billings on this one right here, which is who you had for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That he's going to kind of fall down a little bit, I think, possibly, but they definitely he's definitely a first round talent in my opinion, and I do think that they do need some pass rush. I think they need some safety too. So you could also look at that Jalen Ramsey out of Florida that would help definitely in Jacksonville because Jacksonville has a pretty solid defense. They're not horrible at getting at the quarterback. They're missing a few key pieces, but definitely go ahead and give me the defensive tackle out of Baylor. Andrew Billings would be a good one to go to Jacksonville.
Speaking of Jacksonville, they're not gonna draft nothing good. Since the Chiefs and free agencies, they need a cornerback. Are they getting any cornerbacks? Need a center outside linebacker. I think the Jaguars should draft Jalen Ramsey from Florida State.
That's it. Hang on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna change my pick because I forgot about somebody. Um, go ahead and give me getting Jacksonville getting Miles Jack linebacker out of UCLA because you're right they do need some help in that linebacker area.
So I think we should get I think the cornerbacks. If you're gonna check cornerbacks, Mac Jack. I think Jalen Ramsey can go to the Jaguars. So yeah, it's gonna be the guys probably have the agency too, but if Jaguars have the have the agencies as well. So you got a regional draft picks too. So a lot of things as well. So this is I want to cover and let's kind of see Jaguars can be a good team if you want to go 3-14. So I think so that's my thoughts.
That's I think that's pretty much my thoughts too, man. I'll go ahead and have them getting so you have Jacksonville getting Jalen Ramsey's and I have them getting Miles Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, linebacker because like you said they do need help in that secondary. They need help in the linebacker position. So Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. Uh, you know, that would be about the right time to pick a cornerback too, and I think that he's probably going to be the best one in this draft thus far.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm not sold on the quarterbacks in this draft. I'm not seeing, like I said, I like Jared Goff, but I don't see Jared Goff being the guy that the first pick. You know what I'm saying? I don't see
Yeah,
him top 10 worthy, but the Cowboys, they're in a hell of a position at number 4, unless they trade back. And what I would do is I trade back if Bosa isn't on there and pick up like an Agba or somebody like that, defensive end at Oklahoma State. Pick up some defensive ends or something like that. But if they don't, what I would do is I would pick up Jared Goff in the first round, and then I would in the second round I'd get Sean Oakman. But if Bosa falls, I'll go ahead and pick up Bosa in the first round and pick up Connor Cook in the second round.
but it's just down to Chicago, man. A lot of top 10 quarterbacks. Chicago made draft the quarterback. 11 picks. So I think can. I think the Jaguars. You gotta make sure in the Dallas because you have money, and Jerry Jones can get the high free agency. Don't Jerry Jones. You're a big Cowboys fan, but you can get high free agency. But what if Cowboys sign at the backer? Would it work? Like
I mean, you're going to have Romo come off of reconstructed shoulder surgery. He's going to get a plate put in that shoulder, so maybe he can make it a full season, maybe 2. And if that happens, then you can build a build up a quarterback.
speaking of it, I said about Cowboys. Seen the running back. His name running back Ohio State. The next name is Smith. How I'm a running back. If Cowboys reject, what if sorry, Ezekiel Elliott for Ohio State? What if Cowboys got him? Heading off the line for Ezekiel Elliott? Would it work?
Ezekiel Elliott kind of reminds me a lot of Emmitt Smith. Um, the way he runs,
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that whenever he gets into the secondary,
I think Chicago might get Ezekiel Elliott from Chicago or your guys Cowboys. I think Ezekiel goes to top out of top 10. Maria 11 pick. And then goes to both the Ravens, especially not the new. I'm looking forward by it, but if Cowboys got Ezekiel Elliott, will you be pissed? Ezekiel Elliott, will you be pissed? Poston? Is it Poston? So yeah, I think it's a pretty good job so far. It's going to be coach. Fantasy can. So this is mock draft first one, but please like next week we can call it the first NFL teams. Team college first 5 rounds draft picks. So yeah, we're talking about a lot of needs and drafts. First 5 round picks. But it's gonna be interesting in April, especially in April, because yeah, please like, subscribe,